Good, beautiful morning, everybody. How are you doing today? Welcome to the Friday live Q&A. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. I want to give everybody a chance to come in and join us. But I was meditating this morning. I was given a very interesting message that a lot of the confusion that we're experiencing on the planet today with humanity is a distraction from the truth of who you are. This statement that I have on the shirt here that says you are love, that I honestly believe in my entire heart and soul that is fundamentally who everyone is. However, we have this other part of our personality called the mind, the identity that we get given by the environment. And most people today are becoming very confused about their identity. You have three different identities: a biological identity that's either male or female. You have a mental identity that's a personality. It's a set of behaviors, information, memories, considerations. And then you have what they tell me is our soul, which is the spirit of universal life. And the confusion isn't in who you are as a spiritual entity. The confusion isn't in your biology. The confusion is in your mind. What has been put in your mind to tell you something is true or not true, to tell you if something is real or not real. That is the only place where you as a spiritual being can get confused. And the way your mind can be structured by your environment can lead to crazy ass behaviors, beliefs, systems of thought. They said to me, this confusion must be ended by choice. And in order to do that, you must learn to make the distinction between who you are as a spiritual entity, which allows you to evaluate the personality that the environment has given you, the beliefs, the values, the ideas, the information, the identity, the name designation, 7 of 9 or whatever it is your name is. That personality that the world has given you, only from the perspective of your soul can you reevaluate your personality and begin to liberate yourself from confusion, to liberate yourself from fear, to liberate yourself from anger, rage, fear, guilt, shame, doubt, projection. The only way we are going to end our confusion as individuals and as a species is remembering that you are a spiritual entity. You are love. You are a function of life, of divinity that said, I'm going to create this thing called life. And then we got this thing called our mind. And until you actually begin to evaluate what has been put in your mind and the truth or the falsity of that information, you will either perpetuate your suffering or you perpetuate your prosperity and your happiness and your joy. If you're angry, if you're upset, you got something going on in your mind that's perpetuating anger and upset. And it probably is something you didn't even choose. Somebody gave you an idea. Those people are bad. Those people are good. Somebody gave you a belief and your mind accepted. You accepted it in your mind. And you just are attached to this belief that you don't examine or evaluate. One of the beautiful things about being a medium is I receive information that doesn't come from me personally. The information I share, I channel. I found that being personally involved in the information that comes through me often clouds the truth of it. So I just don't do that. But they keep saying the same fundamental thing again and again. William, confusion will end when people remember who and what they truly are as a spiritual entity. But we also have to make that distinction in mind. We have to learn to make that distinction in mind. You have to recognize that your mind, all the thoughts that swirl around in your heads, in my head, in anybody's heads while we're in this physical dimension, all the thoughts in your minds, most of them you didn't even choose. They were given to you. And your thoughts create energy as emotions, and those emotions create behaviors. And if your thoughts go unexamined, your thought about, I hate that person, if it goes unexamined, why do you hate? I love that person. That thought goes unexamined. The energy of your thoughts create behavior. And all the protests and anger and confusion are products of unevaluated information in your mind that you probably didn't even choose to put there. And I can prove that. They say to me, they said, tell everybody, William, watch your televisions and you'll see where most of your mind is coming from. He said, watch your televisions and you'll discover where most of your mind has come from. You did not choose the mind you have. Your educators, your leaders have given you ideas, information, beliefs, values that often went unexamined by you or those closest to you. And it is time, if you want to end your suffering and your confusion, that you begin to evaluate the personality construct that the world has given you, instead of attacking and blaming and threatening and harming. Most of these things are happening because your personality goes unexamined. Things that you do that are good or bad are based on the values and the ideas. The mind that we have been given is based in here. They said, watch your television, William, and you'll see where the minds of the world are coming from, where young people, middle-aged people, older people, most of them are getting their thoughts from these mechanisms of information, education, these mechanisms of giving you an identity that you did not choose, but which you can, as a soul, awaken, waking up to your thoughts, waking up, is this thought true? And how do I know this thought is true? What causes this emotion? What is the thought going on in the unconscious realm of my mind that was put there by my environment that I have not examined, that makes me feel angry or sad or depressed? They keep saying to me, William, emotions are products of the electrical field generated by a certain frequency based on the quality of the frequency in the form of a thought. So a thought like, wow, what an amazing day it is today. What a beautiful, incredible day it is today. Creates an electrical energy that makes you feel a certain way in your body. And, oh, it's raining out there. What a terrible day. I hate the rain. That thought creates an electrical energy. It affects your body. It affects your behavior, what you'll do or not do. And we're living in a world of information where people are dependent on the external world. And this is the mic drop for me. When my guardian angel John said to me this morning, William, there is a movement to keep everyone externalized from who they truly are. That there is a movement to keep people distracted with what's going on all around them, so that they do not get to go inside and evaluate who they really are, to connect to your soul. And I'll tell you something. If you connect to your soul, not your mind, not your mental construction of what that is, but if you connect to the essence of what you are, if you step away from all the thoughts, memories, and emotions in your mind for even 5 minutes, you are going to feel closer to yourself than you'll ever feel in any other way. Your mind can be remade from who you are, but you have to choose that. But when he said that there's a concerted effort to keep people outside of themselves, caught up in the material world of the 5th century personality. And I said, why is that, John? And he said to me, because if everybody understood that their consciousness, their soul, can create anything, understanding its relationship to consciousness, or what you might call God or spirit. He said, if people really understood their connection to that, there would be far less talking. There would be far less confusion. There would be significantly more love and growth and community. And I thought, that's really good, John. And it's true. There's so much to distract you, to look outside yourself, to he said and she said and they said and war and this. You know, and I have to share this because it's really close to my heart. Because I see and know what I went through when I was younger. Confusion I went through in my mind to the point where I wanted to jump off a bridge. And if it hadn't been my guardian angel John, I would have done that. But that confusion is because I was given information, ideas, and beliefs about myself from the environment that were completely unloving, uncaring, diminishing, that I believed in. So I didn't think I had any value. So to say to you right now, step away from your thoughts, examine them, know the source of those thoughts. And if that source is based in love, or is that source based in fear? The idea that there's a collapse in the economy and all these terrible things that they're telling you are going to happen. If you stay focused on that, you're creating that. Not just only in your own individual life, but you'll contribute to it on a global scale. We are all participants in this dance of humanity. Doesn't matter what level of intellect you have, or what level of poverty you're in, or wealth. Your ability to generate thoughts, to select and choose thoughts, to edit and delete thoughts, is the most important duty you have as a soul in this dimension, because your thoughts create. If you're angry, that's creating. If you're enraged, you're creating. If you're in love, you're creating. If you're in depression, you're creating. Anyway, I just wanted to share that because John and a few others were saying it was really important to remind you that you are love in your essence. But the personality that you've been given by this world may be completely incompatible with who you are as a spiritual consciousness. And that information in your mind can create and eschew the reality of what your physical world is all about. What your physical world is all about is skewed by what your mind has been filled with by the environment. Turn your frickin' TVs off. Stop watching the news. Watch your thoughts. What thoughts are beautiful thoughts? What thoughts are creative thoughts? What thoughts are compassionate thoughts? What thoughts are joyful thoughts? And again, please bear with me, because I was compelled to share this. I couldn't, in all good conscience, not share this. Yes, everybody in their fundamental nature is love. However, your mind has been made up by the world. You didn't choose the mind you have. Most of you didn't. The rare exceptions that have do quite well in life. They're successful. They're intelligent. They're reasonable. They're thinkers. They're creators that contribute to life and civilization and society in that way. And then there are many who are caught up in the mind that's been given them by the world that don't question it, don't evaluate it, don't examine it. And billions of people are suffering as billions of people are awakening. But suffering becomes unnecessary if you can start to remember who you are. If you can really get what they told me this morning. To get to who you are, you must begin to step out of the thinking mind you've been given by the world, to evaluate the truth, the goodness of what is in your mind, to remove from your mind the things that do not serve love. And I believe very strongly that we can create the most amazing human civilization that is not based in fear. I mean, the idea that you have to reduce the population, that's fear speaking. That's fear creating. The idea that there's not enough land in the world to sustain everybody, that's fear. The idea that there's not enough wealth and prosperity on the planet for everybody is a lie. It's fear. And wherever there is fear, there is deception. Wherever there's fear, there is deception. Oh, if you don't get this put in your body, you could get sick. That's fear. The demonic forces on this planet today use fear and thoughts of fear. And the angelic beings that are coming into this planet right now use love, reason, compassion, truth, kindness. Most important of all those is reason. To be able to step and evaluate your own thoughts. I remember the very, very first time in my life where I was put into a position to evaluate my own thoughts, to actually go, oh, wow, I'm thinking I'm no good. I remember that. I remember when I heard the statement, I'm loving and lovable. Somebody said, you're loving and lovable. I thought, what? And I thought about it for a moment. I was very depressed and I was in drugs and alcohol at that time. But I evaluated the thought long to feel something different. I'm loving and lovable. And that thought created a feeling in me. And I remember that week after that, and I was like 20 around that time. I remember I was walking around thinking, I'm loving and lovable. And not aware at the time that as I was thinking that thought, I was feeling better and better and better. And then I began to evaluate the other thoughts that were in my head that you're not good enough, you can't do anything right, nobody loves you. I had these thoughts in my head too. And I went, that thought doesn't feel very good. It's not. Where did that thought come from? And then I started remembering the people that spoke to me as I grew up, the teachers I had, the way my family system operated. I began to evaluate the thinking. That was when I was 20. I'm 63 right now. And I've been blessed with this ability to bring these entities and beings through that are functioning from a consciousness of love. And we're going to put through as much truth, wisdom, and information so that you can evaluate and end your unnecessary suffering. End your unnecessary suffering. There's the frustration that comes from learning something new. And people call that suffering. But that's what I call growth. It's not suffering at all, it's growth. Frustration can lead to growth. But I'm going to go into the questions and answers in just a second. But it was really important that you know this and you share this with other people. That your confusion or the confusion of anybody around you isn't because of who they truly are. I want to take this off. I'm going to take this off on YouTube right here. This shirt says, you are love. And that is the truth about who you really are. This personality construct that you've been given by the world, the stuff and stimulations that come into your senses, that creates this separate thing called a personality. That's a collage of thoughts and ideas, memories and experiences that can be really incredible and beautiful, but can also be very destructive and harmful if unevaluated. And I'm going to spend the rest of this biological lifetime bringing the information through to you from these ascended masters, these angels, these guides, these multidimensional beings. I'm going to do this to the day this body ceases to function. And hopefully leave in my wake something a little better than I'm seeing right now, where you do not have to suffer, where you can realize your power as a creating intelligence, that you realize that your mind and body don't disempower you, but they've been disempowered by the environment, but you can alter your mind, change it, change the energy of it, change what happens to your body. And we're going to continue communicating information to as many of you as possible so that you wake up, stop being manipulated and controlled by the environment, connect to the essence of what you are, love, connect to the essence of you, connect to the essence of you, not to the thinking you, step away from the thinking you. Do this for at least 10 minutes a day, step away from the thinking mind and just be aware of being aware. Just that itself will begin to allow you to reflect upon what you are as something that's unique and distinct from the cacophony of information that's been impregnated into your consciousness. If you can step away from that for 10 minutes a day, I know that first week when I walked around saying, I'm loving and lovable in my head and really weighing and feeling that energy from that thought, that was a new thought that was introduced to me from the environment. So you can also get really amazing thoughts from the environment. Because if you can't make them up yourself, then look for people that are living really amazing lives. You know, the Andrew Tates, the Jordan Petersons, the Candace Owens, the beings that are really ennobling truth and love and light and passion and creativity. Look for people that give you thoughts that make you feel strong. You're not here to suffer. You're here to thrive. You're here to be a creator. You're not here to suffer. Learn to create. Okay, so I'm going to step away from what they were saying to me this morning, and I'm going to get into it with you guys. But I first want to just try and find this question here that this beautiful soul, Christina, asked me last night. And just give me a moment while I pull this up. There it is there. Okay, so this is from Christina Powell, who sent me a PayPal donation and requested an answer to a question. And anybody who has a question you really, really want answered, you can go to my bio on my TikTok page, click the Linktree link there. I believe I got the Linktree link below my YouTube channel too. And you can click the Linktree button for asking a question, and that will allow you to do that if you want to do that way. So she said, I asked Spirit to send me a sign, specifically an eagle, as I'm outside often and love birds. But seeing an eagle is rare. Is this a message from Spirit, or I'm okay? When I got this, I was really okay. I don't know who this chieftain is, but he calls himself the chieftain. And he says, do not be confined to the bird that flies in the sky as the spirit. That it can be something you see in a book or on a shirt. What you were seeking to be guided, you are being guided. You are being guided. You are being guided. So like you might come across today, I'm told to tell you, you will come across today, an image of an eagle, right? He says, the eagle is not as rare as you think. But now that I have your attention, you can pay attention to the eagle and the spirit message it has for you, that you may lift your eyes high. Lift your eyes high and hold yourself strong and go forward in your love of the life. And he's saying something about the sanctuary. I don't know what that means, but something about the sanctuary. To tell you about the sanctuary. What about the sanctuary? Yes. So there's a bird sanctuary where near where you are. Go to that sanctuary. The physical eagle that he says would probably be more inspiring to you will be there. It is not as rare as you think it is. Thank you so much for that question, Christina. Hi, guys. Wow. Switch over here. Good morning, YouTube. Morning, Facebook. It's really an amazing time we're in right now. Question from Deborah. Hi, Deborah. My son was killed, and I can't stop remuneration of his last hours. Please help. Thank you so much. Wow. It's not that you're having trouble. He's trying to let you know he's okay. Would you please do us a favor? Yes, I will tell her. It's okay. He's really excited. Finally, he's saying like, finally, she can listen to me. Okay. Take a slow, deep breath, Deborah. Like take a slow, deep breath right now. And relax. Okay? Just relax the body. Because he says you're making shit up in your head. You gotta stop making the stuff up in your head about what his last moments were physically. You need to stop that. He says, tell her to stop. Okay. Stop that. So take a deep breath. He wants to give you he wants to just give you a hug from behind. He wants to allow him, just relax your body and feel, don't think. Just feel the presence of his energy. Right? He's been trying to do this with you for a while. That's why you keep obsessing about those moments. It's because he's trying to connect you energetically to let you know he's okay. Please remember that. So yeah, just feel his energy. And please, if you hear or feel anything else while he's connecting to you, please share your experience in the comment section with other people. Deborah, please just feel his energy coming. It's like hugging around you. Please let him do that. Let yourself feel that. Just because someone leaves the physical body doesn't mean they cease to exist. He says he feels your love. He feels your love. You don't have to miss me. I'm with you. I don't know he's showing me something about a baseball glove. He wants you to give the baseball glove to somebody. It's a girl. It's a girl. He wants you to give that glove to a girl. Again, I don't know. It's a baseball glove. That's all I know. But he wants you to give that to this girl. So please, give a chance to do that. Do that, and tell her, yes, tell her he's here. He's here to her heart. Tell her that I said that. Yeah. So make sure you tell her that he said that. right? And he says the two of you will realize the truth. Um, uh, Embrace in the tears of my presence, not of my absence. Wow, I love that. Thank you, young man. Hi, guys. Everybody wants to talk to those that are not in physical form. Somebody's asking a question on YouTube. Do crystals have spiritual healing properties? Yes, but they are dormant unless your consciousness stimulates the frequency within the crystal. They used to, when I was a kid, they used to have what's called crystal radio sets, where they take a type of crystal and they put it in the radio system, and the crystal would act as an amplifier for an electrical charge that was put through it. So if you want to use crystals for healing, it's important you form an intention. Also, learning to sense the nature and quality of a crystal, like amethyst, which is a very transmuting stone. It can really transmute negative energy, but that means you have to be aware that it does that, and then you have to be able to amplify that, knowing that you're directing an energy that's going to literally transform negative energy fields from negative to positive. And other crystals do the same thing. Quartz, hematite, right? Every crystal has its own unique frequency. You want to get connected to that. Thank you. Great question. Will I get over the death of my ex-boyfriend? Is that Anastasia? Is that Anastasia? I think that's... Hi, Anastasia. Anastasia, again, you please understand, he is not in a physical body. And humanity's got this word called death that means a whole bunch of things that aren't true. The only thing that word means is that the physical body is no longer functioning. It does not mean that the consciousness of that individual isn't present with you. Yeah, he says he's actually been hanging around you so that you could move on, so that you can move on to the excitement of your life. He's going on to the excitement of his new experience. Yeah, so he's like present with you. It's not about getting over. It's about recognizing when somebody leaves the physical body, their consciousness still exists. And a lot of people get obsessed in remembering them and going over the memories and how I miss them so much. And you'd be surprised at how often I hear this from them when they come through. They keep saying I'm missing so they don't feel me present. I keep trying to communicate to them, but they keep denying my presence. So you want to feel the energy of him. He wants to actually move you towards, yes, he will say he wants you to open your eyes to the opportunities you're ignoring. He wants you to be happy. They all want us to be happy when they leave the physical dimension. They don't want you to be sad. But you don't understand the truth of consciousness, that the body is just an instrument that you use while you're here. But he loves you very much. Yeah. And like the love that you shared was something that he needed and wanted to learn before he made his departure from this physical dimension. That was something he needed. Yes, I will. And it was something you needed. Yes. The foundation. Yeah, he says, look at the foundation. Look at the foundation. What do you mean by that? So the love that you experienced with each other, that's the foundation he's talking about. Build on that foundation. Don't build on the illusion that you've lost something. You're in the process of having a most remarkable life. He's gonna keep nudging you forward until you let go of your unnecessary suffering. He loves you very much. It's really beautiful. And I'm hearing the name Jake. I don't know why, but I'm being told to tell you something about Jake. Jake, that's all I'm being told. Tell her about Jake. Okay, I'm telling you about Jake. Right? Thank you. Question from Emily. Oh, we got that. Thank you, Emily. Okay, let's see here. What do we got? Queen Susie. Hi, Queen Susie. Good morning, William. Do you have any message from my sister, Karen? I don't know why she's saying, but she's showing me this range of mountains, and she's showing me this range of mountains. There's a road going into them. Um, I'm not sure what this is, but it's like something to be placed or put there. It's something of hers that needs to be put to these mountains, high in the mountains, to be given to the mountains. I don't know if this is her ashes or her personal effects, but this is something she's wanting, something that goes up in these mountains. She says that you know what that means. You know what the mountains means to her, and that you'll understand that. Thank you. Question from Moran. Can I receive a message from the dragon that accompanies me? And can you tell me his name, please? Thank you very much. With blessings and love, Moran from Israel. Hello, Israel. It's interesting, the energy of dragons. One of our students works a lot with dragons. I tend to work with the Ascended Masters, but I'm trying to access this because the information and the intensity of their energy is a little different than what I'm familiar with. They're more geared to individuality. Again, I'm not getting a name for this being, but Pearl. Okay, I got it. The name is Pearl. The name is Pearl. She's saying the white smoke. The white smoke. I don't know why she's saying the white smoke. Why are you saying the white smoke? Okay, and I'm seeing like sage. Like I'm seeing like sage burning. But yes, the white smoke. Maybe she's meaning burn sage. But their energy is very different. Very, very fast and strong. Yes. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Hi, Ninja X. Is that why I feel I'm suffering? Because I see all the endless suffering in the world. That's part of it. Thank you. That's a great consideration and question. If you're focusing, remember, there are demonic forces on this planet that want you to stay disconnected from the truth of who you are. They don't want you to be in a state of love and grace, because you cannot manipulate or diminish love, but you can diminish one who's caught up in fear. So yes, you are being distracted by all the stuff going on in the world so that you don't get a connection to what you are here to do. What is the love and purpose you came here to live in this world? You did come here for a purpose. We all did. You came here to offer your gift of love, whatever that is, whether it's painting, mothering, fathering. I don't know what your gift of love is, but every one of us came with a gift of love. And what happened is the environment gave us this personality, much of which conflicts with who you really are. So you don't get to see who you really are. And then these forces keep our attention outside to sight, sound, touch, taste, smell, feel good in the body, you know, oh, that tastes good, that looks nice. You're so externalized that you're disconnected from your soul, which is why so many people are feeling suicidal. They're feeling that they're dying. It's not that you're dying. What's happening is you're disconnected from who you really are. You're caught up in the personal construct that they programmed into you through television and radio and news and their laws and their rules and their regulations. And their system is designed to keep people lost in fear and disconnected from who they really are. So yes, you want to start focusing on love, on what love is really as a word, as an action. And I hope that I'm really grateful you asked that question, because I hope everybody hears that. I hope everybody hears your answer as if it were their own. That they hear it as if it were their own answer. Because when you get connected to who you are, you won't feel afraid of anything. I mean, you'll have moments of fear from the perspective of your body might be in an interesting learning situation. You have to learn something, there's a little anxiousness there. But when you get connected to who you really are as a soul, there is no leader, no law, no rule in this world that can take you away from that. And you'll bring yourself closer to your creator, to that which allows us to have this experience of life. Whether you want to call it God or Great Spirit or the quantum field, it doesn't matter. In you, there's an intelligence beating that beautiful heart in your body right now. And it does it without charge. Beating your heart 72 times a minute. Doesn't ask for a thing. and you take it for granted that there's something in you, but you're not aware of it, go within. Go meet that one inside you that is the giver of your life. Your life doesn't come from this world. You get to experience this world. You get to create this world. You get to bring life to the world. But your life is not from the money. Your life is not from who you know or who you don't know. Your life isn't from how many people follow you. Your life is within you. You have a special and remarkable gift that you need to discover. And the world has not taught you what it is because the world is keeping you in fear. Surrender your fear. Surrender it and start remembering who you are. Right? The world wants you to be afraid and depressed and scared. That's what these demonic beings want you to be. They want you to be depressed, afraid, and scared of everything and everyone. And so you live in fear, disconnected from your true nature. And that is a living death. Like being dead while you're alive if you're disconnected from your soul. I don't care who you are listening, I'll tell you this. Inside you, a part of you knows you're here for something. You're here for a reason. And you can't get to it because you're stuck in your head. What they put in your head. You got to start changing it. And at least finding people in the world that make sense, that are teaching about love and life and values and creation and playfulness and curiosity and excitement. Things that give life meaning instead of depression and sadness and my pain and my pills and all the things. Give it up. We don't need that anymore. Look what it's doing to this planet. What fear and anger are doing to our civilization. What forcing innocent people to change who they are becoming because you think they should be something other than they are. Yes, we've created a pretty difficult world then. Your suffering will end really quickly. When you begin to question your mind, pull your attention away from anything that's based in fear. Look for truth. Truth is fearless. Truth is compassionate. Truth is kind. Truth is reasonable. It is life. Truth is life. Thank you so much for that question. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Corey's asking, I would like to know if I'm on my correct path of healing from my native ancestors. I'm getting a strong and happy yes. The hearts are open for you. I see great lines. There's a great dance to your understanding. There is a great dance to your understanding. Yes. The honor is in being. The honor is in being that. The joy, again, I'm hearing, I don't want to repeat the sounds because somebody might think I'm culturally appropriating something, but I'm hearing the sounds of beautiful drums and the rhythm of trees and wind. I'm being shown the smiles, the communion, eyes looking directly and lovingly into each other. I'm showing a great bird rising up from a fire. Rising up from a fire. And its simple function, its simple action is love. And I'm told to tell you that you are being the honor that is the product of many generations. You are becoming the honor that is the product of many generations. Now, I want to say, all this information that comes through that they give to us is so important, and yet so simple. We don't own anything. I know it sounds strange, but we don't own anything. But we are here to learn something from what we experience here. But thank you for that. Somebody's asking here, B. Aura is asking, may I have a message from my grandmother, please? She's showing me balls of yarn in a little thing beside a rocking chair that's been ignored. She's saying it would. Okay, she wants me to tell you it would give her great joy to know that you could, for the little one, to make them a hat. I don't know. That would give her great joy to make the little one a hat with this. But to do this for her, she wants you to knit this. I don't know who the little one is. Again, I'm just seeing a very young child, but to make hats for the little ones. Wow, that's really cool. if you want your question answered, you can go again. I'm not going to get to every question today, but I do my best to bring through as much as possible, because everyone needs to remember you're not who you've been taught to think you are. You are a divine soul. That's the bottom line to everything that gets channeled ultimately to get you back to who you are. And this world is doing everything to keep you away from who you are. Not the world. Many of these so-called leaders on the planet, the ones that are called demonic beings, that through their greed and their avarice and their own debauchery are misleading people and creating a nightmare. If these leaders were who they have told you they are, why is homelessness increasing? Why is poverty increasing? Why is war increasing and the threat of war? Because they're not angels, they are devils running this planet right now. And you need to realize that most of them are not here for your best interest. And you have to wake up. You are not your thoughts. You are a soul. When you begin to wake up, wow, join the Ascension movement, which is happening. But yeah, if you want a question, go to my bio on my link tree and click on the link tree, and it'll take you to where you can ask a question, and I'll get a notification, and I'll send you an answer, or I will come live and put your answer live online. Can I tell who's watching over me? I see, or can you tell me who is watching over me, or feel someone? This is from Tammy. I'm getting the words God's mother. I don't know what that means, but God's mother. It's like a godmother. But God's mother. These are the exact words. I want to give you the exact words before I try to get deeper into it. But God's mother is overlooking you, like watching over you. She watches over you. And I think this would be what you call your godmother. That's how my little mind tries to interpret it, because there's information that comes through me, and I do my best to not try and analyze, and try to allow it to come through. In the function of mediumship, you have to literally train your awareness to not filter, to allow information to come through, because you have four senses: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Everybody was born with those internal faculties, and most people are stuck on the external faculties. Yes, I understand. Okay, we're going to go down here. Another question. Monica here on YouTube. I would like to receive a message from my guides, please. The first thing they gave me was, if you got a very light flowing gown that you can wear that's very light, they're showing you light material. And I know this is going to sound really strange. It sort of sounds strange to me, but to dance around your backyard garden, to literally, like they're showing you spinning in circles around the backyard, allowing yourself to feel the movement. They're saying go one way, spin clockwise, the body going clockwise in a circle around the back, and then counterclockwise. Do this 3 times in each direction, pausing with each cycle. So you go around once, you pause, feel, and then go back the other way, pause, feel, go back the other way, pause, feel, and do that 3 times for each direction. Why are you asking her to do that? They're saying that will bring you to the center. They're saying it will bring you to the center. I don't know what that means, but that's what they're saying, Monica. Thanks for that question. I really appreciate it. Question from Daniela. What is the meaning when the guides conveyed to me it is complete? They're saying it's exactly what we say. It is complete. You understand, it is complete. The need for you to have a conceptual understanding versus the integrity of the vibration of those words. It is complete. To feel the integrity of the vibration of those words. It is complete. Feel the integrity of the vibration of those words. And it will be revealed to you in the flesh what the meaning of the word is. It is complete. Wow, I like that. That's really cool. Thank you, Danielle. Oh, thank you for the rose, Sharon. Really appreciate it. How many hearts we got going on? Lindsay, hi Lindsay, is asking, what is my purpose? Am I doing what I was meant to do? You're going in that direction. They're saying that the birth of the building process, what you have been putting together, the birth has not occurred yet, but the direction, you are in the correct direction. The state, if you look at the process, because again, the process of pregnancy, for example, where the sperm and the ovum come together, and the moment those two events happen, a whole range of things unfold as the soul gets ready to come into a body, because that's what happens. The soul manifests and uses a host to create a body for itself so it can exist in this dimension. And you're in that process. That if you were to say like around the third month of pregnancy, what you're involved in is like completing the first third for the outcome of the birth of the ultimate goal of your idea. So you're about a third of the way in that. That's what I'm understanding that to be from what they're saying to me right now for you. Congratulations. I'm really happy. It's going to be wonderful. I wonder what you're giving birth to. It'd be nice to know. Yeah. Question. Guys. Yeah. Does my grandma know I'm about to start IVF? Yeah, actually, you're going to have fun with that one. She's going to help you with that process. She's going to help you with the process. She's excited. If you understand that, yeah. So she's very excited. The process, a lot of people don't understand what conception is for a soul. It's the most amazing moment for a soul. That moment of conception, when it happens naturally, it's even more pronounced, but when it happens at all, where that moment where the two opposites join in this unity of consciousness that establishes a platform on which a soul can enter this physical dimension. And don't make no mistake about it, these demonic forces on the planet right now have been doing everything they can to sterilize and fertilize humanity, because they know what's happening. Anytime these masters, ascended masters, angels, archangels, multidimensional beings, even Master Jesus himself and others like him, because he's not the only one that functions on that level of creation, that they come into this world through the platform of birth. And that moment of conception is when that first foundation is put in place, the first moment of consciousness where that soul begins to descend into time, space, and matter. So congratulations. Your grandmother's going to help you that process, and you might be surprised at I'm not going to say anything about it right now, but I know what she's told me. I'm told to tell you it's a girl. I've been told to tell you that. In spite of what they will tell you, it's a girl. Okay? I will tell you. Okay. Someone's saying, I'm feeling James is still as kind and gentle as he was in his physical form. Thank you. Yes. Thank you for sharing that, Deborah. He is. Remember, when you step out of your personality, that's when the physical body dies, your soul has the potential to awaken to a different reality of your being that's not based in the five sensory self. And that state of awakening you don't have to wait until the physical body ceases to exist to achieve that state. It's far better that you use the time you're in the physical body to awaken yourself to who you are as a spiritual consciousness, as a creator, what your function of love is here. What is your creative expression here? Which is your purpose. And you can't find your purpose in your mind. Someone's, I'm not sure, there's two of them here. Can you tell me what my spiritual gifts are? Maybe a message from a past family member? I would love that. This is a question that comes up a lot. And your spiritual gift is what you are. Everybody keeps trying to find out what am I here to do in the world? They're looking in the world to try and find what you already possess in your heart. And the only way that I've been instructed that most people can get back that, you may be fortunate enough to find a person, a mentor, a teacher, an event that happens in the world that stimulates that. But you were born with the talents and gifts you have. You need to step away from this personality, this identity that you've been given to believe you're this or that, to begin to return yourself to the awareness, the creative intelligence you are. Your purpose is in your being, not in your mind. Your mind can be a conveyor of that purpose. But again, so many of us are distracted by the external senses that we're disconnected from the internal knowing. And any of you listening know that what you are hearing is true, that you have an internal knowing of something about your life that the world isn't revealing to you. So meditation for you to realize these beautiful spiritual gifts of healing that you have, to realize that you can heal, that you are a conveyor of healing, requires that you step out of the structure of mind that's been given to you that limits you from believing or knowing or pursuing that truth of your own expression. Thank you. Yeah. Also remember, if you're new to the channel, YouTube or on TikTok, remember to give me a follow, like the video, give the video a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. Join me on any of my other channels. It helps. It won't cost you a dime to sign up or follow or like or whatever it is you're able to do within your means. Share this information with others. I'm not hearing this information coming from anywhere else except them. I'm hearing it come from them all the time. You are loved. That's why this shirt is here. To remember what you are. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And everyone that does follow me, what's that you want me to see? Okay. Right. So we're just my manager here. She's the most beautiful lady ever. I gotta bring her on sometime for you guys to see this amazing lady that's been a part of my life for the last 13 years. Incredible.
Love you too.
Love you too, babes.
Okay, sorry.
Hi, William. Hope all is well. Words from my father or guardian. Well, you have two fathers. You know that, right? You have a biological father that left the physical dimension, and you have your creator father, the male principle of consciousness and creation. He wants you to know that you are loved. You are loved, first and foremost. Your father, as in your, I don't know why I'm hearing the name Rick, but I'm hearing the name Rick for someone coming in for you. But he's saying, I don't know why I was using the name Chelsea, but he's saying it's okay. It's okay. But he's saying something about Chelsea. It's all okay. Take a walk through the woods again. You know that path. You know that path that we like to go on. Yes. It is not just a memory. It is not just memory when you are thinking of me. I am with you in those moments. And if you can just let yourself be present with me when I'm there, you will not feel the sorrow anymore. This is so important. A lot of people don't understand that when you're, sorry, I can feel this energy, and I hope you're feeling it too, that they don't leave existence. They simply leave the physical existence. And when you find yourself thinking about your loved ones when they've left the physical dimension, pause, because they're trying to communicate to you energetically. They're trying to do an exchange of energy with you. Just be present with them. You're thinking about your daughter that just, got hurt, or your son, or your mother, or your grandmother, and you keep thinking about them. Stop, because they're trying to connect you, and stop thinking they're missing. Feel their presence. I'm telling you, do this right now. She's feeling her father right now. Right now, you can please leave a message that you're feeling his energy right now, because I know I felt it. over you. So share with others what you just felt from him, because others need to know that it's not just something that we're saying, but that it's something that's an actual reality that's just not based in physical material, but based in the exchange of vibration and frequency and energy. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing your dad's energy with me. Any messages from my husband, please? He wants me to tell you to stop worrying. He says you worry too much. They're going to be okay. The kids will be fine. Like, yes. Yes. Be open to this. I don't, again, I'm feeling what he's saying when he's saying be open to this. I think he's talking about a new relationship that you've been preventing because you are trying to honor his memory. He said your happiness is an honor to his memory. He says that your happiness is the honor to his memory, right? And not just his memory, but who he is as a spiritual consciousness right now. He wants you to move forward with love. No, yeah, I know. You know this. I mean, everybody truly knows this. You know, that life does not end because the body ceases to exist. That's like saying, because I break my radio set, there's no more signal for my radio. The signal's still there. The radio's just broken. And if you can tune into the signal with you, and as a human being, you can tune into the energy of the people that you love, even if they're not in a physical body. You can learn to do this. And it's very useful and beneficial, especially if you're coming from a place of love. A lot of people try to connect to their relatives. You're not going to connect to them in fear. They don't like connecting to you through fear. They want to connect to you through love, not through your fear, your anger, your sadness, too. Well, I'm going to read this. It's a question, but I'm actually going to read two questions from YouTube because I saw another question I think everybody needs to hear. Vertical's asking, why then even spiritual awake people are unaware of other areas, for example, believe the falsest of leaders and idolize their expressions of evil? Because most people that believe in evil are caught up in their own fear. Anybody who has a reasonable, intelligent mind can evaluate the difference between good and evil. But most people have been raised in the conventional educational system. Why do you think these schools, 100 years ago, they decided to create educational facilities where they take your children and they put your children in these buildings with somebody that you do not know that's going to teach your children for you. And then somebody else gives that teacher, after so many, now they start to give the teacher what the teacher's supposed to teach the children. And now they're giving their children through the teacher what they want the teacher to give your children. They keep themselves removed and hidden, right? So most people are raised in that way.
It's the same family that created the schooling system.
Yeah, yep. So these demonic beings have a vested interest in your being educated by them and not having your children educated by life and by their mothers and their fathers. It's very dark. But yeah, so a lot of people do not know how to wake up to that. TikTok, one question from TikTok. Anything for me, traumatic death very close to me last year. Thank you. I don't know who this person is, but they said it was more traumatic for me than it was for you. Sorry. From their physical, they're laughing about it now, but at that time it was more traumatic for them. The trauma for you is in believing that they're dead. That's your trauma. Is you keep thinking they don't exist. They exist in consciousness. They've been trying to get through to you. Yes, I know. Yeah, they're saying you're very stubborn. That you don't listen. You have to listen to them. Like you're caught up in the belief of loss, the belief that that person is physically gone, and they are. They're physically gone. but they're not gone from existence. And they've been trying very diligently to connect with you. This happens a lot. If you just sit for a moment right now, like, yes, just sit right now and just breathe. Stop looking back on the memory because you're stuck in the memory, so you can't hear them or feel them because they're in the present moment, okay? They're not back there. You are in your mind. You're stuck in your mind in the past. So you can't feel the beautiful love that they want you to experience from them in the present. So breathe and relax. Forget what happened. Put it aside. Just for a few moments. You can pick up your trauma later, but put it aside for just a few moments and let yourself commune with their love. And let them feel your love again. Not your sadness and your loss, but your love. That's what you're yearning for, to experience an exchange of love. And that's an energy. Let yourself just sit and relax. Feel their presence. You'll start to feel a warmth in your chest area. You'll start to feel a warmth in your chest area as you relax, as you take your attention away from the past and feel the presence. You'll feel the emotion, the energy, that trauma starts to diminish very rapidly as you connect to them in the present. And enjoy that. Please enjoy that very, very much. William, hi, just arriving here, sent a payment last night to answer a question. Oh, yes, that question was actually answered at the very beginning of today's live event. The recording of this will be on my YouTube channel because TikTok Live does not reload the video like YouTube does. So please, and thank you so much for that. And the question, again, I'm trying to go back to them. I don't try to remember, I just let information flow. But the answer to your question is right at the very beginning of this video. It should, when I hang up, it should be up on my YouTube channel to view probably in about half an hour when we finish today. But it was the words, I believe, were, there was a great chieftain that was telling you that it's important you understand that the eagle as a physical thing is not so rare, that there's a bird sanctuary that you need to go to, that if you need the actual eagle, you would see the eagle. And the other thing he said was that in your day-to-day, you're going to encounter the signs of the eagle. I don't remember the whole structure because I don't function I'm trying to remember everything. I just allow information to flow as a medium, because that's how it comes out most truthfully, is when there's no filter in place. No me ego trying to be special or smart or intelligent. But yeah, thank you for that question. And please see the full answer on my YouTube channel when you have a chance. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. The last question I want to take on YouTube is from Benjamin 9229. I need advice for how to deal with my current situation, please. Thank you. You're not getting a lot of your you're not getting the answers and the guidance you need because you're stuck in your emotions. You know, we're finished the second week of our 102 Masterclass on liberation, where people learn how to liberate themselves from repetitive and destructive emotions that you hold in your body. Meditation, first word that came up, you need to train your mind to be silent. Don't ever believe what they tell. Oh, I can't stop. This is just the way I feel. No, you can change your mind. You change your mind, you change your emotional energy. And it's really important for you to meditate, to train your mind. Train your mind to be still. This is where you'll begin to open up the log. Yes, it's like a log jam. As you start to quiet your mind, as you start to train your mind to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. As you train your mind to become still and quiet and peaceful, then you will begin to hear what we have been trying to say to you, what we have been trying to direct you to do. But you must get the mind still and quiet, and then you will be inspired. We got one more. Deborah saying, I walked in my yard, listened to you, and I feel James with me. Thank you so much, Deborah. Doesn't that feel so much nicer? Because they exist in consciousness, not in a physical body. I'm so happy for the two of you. Again, when you have that, getting goosebumps, thank you, James. Appreciate that. He's really grateful. It's about energy. We've been so conditioned by the world that we think that the body is the only aspect of your being, and it's not. Thank you so much, Deborah. I really appreciate that. It's wonderful. People need to know that. Are there any messages? Oh, hang on. The eagle was sitting on a post so I could see it clear and up close just a couple hours ago. Isn't this wonderful? And I'm nobody special, okay? I'm just blessed and fortunate enough to be able to connect to these other realms of consciousness and information. And everyone else on the planet has access to that information too. If you learn to teach and train your mind and body differently than the world has, your suffering is unnecessary. I love all of you. I'm so grateful that you come out. And I'm really grateful that you share your experiences too, because that way it's not just some, silver-haired guy sharing information, right? It's you being raw and real from your own experience of this that other people can connect to. I want to wish you all much love. I'm so grateful. I look forward to seeing you for the meditation and discussion tomorrow on Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. And also, just for my TikTok viewers, just want you to know that if you do have questions, just go to my bio, click the Linktree link, and you can click and submit a request for a question. You want me to read that one too? Always happy wife, happy life. Can the angels send healing and peace to Pedro Avitas Jr., please? Well, let's take a deep breath here. Hang on. This is really important. It's funny, I hear Spanish in my head when you. Okay. There's the energy of this being. His name is Roly Poly Padre Pio, is what I believe they call him, but his name is Padre Pio. He wishes to give your son a blessing, right? Yes. And again, yes. Why are you saying your son? Because it is like a son to her. Okay. So he is transmitting this. He's moving close to them. He's saying that they must open their eye. He says they must open their eye and open their heart. He's saying it can be very, if you do not have a cup that is empty, you cannot put anything in it. The blessing is given. The blessing is given. Let him receive it. Tell him it is done. Yes. So he's going to have a physical reaction to this. I'm being told he's going to have a physical reaction to the blessing that he just received. When that happens, go to any one of my pinned videos on TikTok and share that event that happens today for this beautiful soul that Pio has given this blessing to. And again, I want to say to all of you, much love. Remember, you are love. It's so important you remember that what you've been taught to think about who you think you are is not who you really are, but you can remake your mind into something beautiful. Don't just take whatever they're shoving at you, telling you to believe this and that's good and that's. Your suffering will end very quickly. Your confusion will end very quickly when you realize what's been done to you over the years, the chemistry and the chemicals that's been put in food and plastics to confuse your DNA, to further confuse you. Much love. Suffering is unnecessary, guys. Sorry. Getting here. Okay. I asked a question on PayPal and I donated. Do I ask it here too? Let me check and see.
Yeah, tell them to ask it right now.
Yeah, you can ask it right now and I'll get it. Let's see. I'm just trying to go over to here. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. I'll make certain I keep my phone. That must be from Shannon.
Yes.
Okay, so Shannon, I'm just pulling it up now. Just give me a moment. Question from Shannon on TikTok Live. Do my loved ones have a message for the first words I'm getting is like there's a chorus of like singing and celebration, and the words "dance, little lady, dance." Like you're singing, it's like "dance, little lady, dance." It's like literally like that. Like they want you to like get into that dance, little lady, dance. He walks to your right. She walks to your left. I don't. Again, it feels like a fatherly figure, but it doesn't feel like your father. But he walks to your left. Yeah, he walks. Yes, feel that. And she walks. Yes, yes. Okay. And there are two more that walk before you. But dance, little lady, dance. Like really do that. Like really do that. Feel the presence. Thank you so much, Shannon. I'm so grateful, and thank you for your question. Again, I will do everything I can to get this information because you're not alone ever. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, wonderful. I got the nod that we're going to sign off now. So I want to wish you guys all much love. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. I want to thank all the beings that came through to communicate to us through me to you. And again, Deborah, I'm being told to tell you thank you for recognizing him. He really needed that from you. And have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, everybody.